disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is doing. I think a bill can be big, or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it can be both.
Harsh words there from MAGA darling Elon Musk for President Trump's big, beautiful bill, saying in an interview with CBS that it undermines the work of his government-slashing brainchild, the Department of Government Efficiency.
That big, beautiful bill passed the House with the narrowest of margins and does look to be dead on arrival in the Senate. What's the holdup? Conservative budget hawks like Senators Rand Paul and Rick Scott say it just doesn't go far enough. Here's Scott on the Charlie Kirk Show.
The House bill cuts the spending by less than 2% over the next 10 years. It doesn't balance the budget. It isn't even close to balancing the budget.
Senator, would you say without any changes at its current composition, would you vote no?
Oh, absolutely, I'd vote no. This bill doesn't have it. If they brought it to the floor like right now, there's not a chance it'll get the 51 votes it needs.
As the debate over reconciliation plays out in Congress, Musk himself is stepping away from Doge. He posted on X Wednesday, "I would like to thank President Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending. The Doge mission will only strengthen over time as it becomes a way of life throughout the government."
Chair of the Doge subcommittee, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, appears to want to take over the government waste chainsaw. She previewed a new bill in a post on X saying, quote, "I was just told that we're going to see the first Doge Cuts bill on Monday. Foreign aid and NPR/CPB on the chopping block. I have not seen the bill yet, but I'm just passing on what they told me." She continued, quote, "As a country, we cannot survive our national debt, and honestly, we may be past the point of return. We should be aggressively attacking our debt and aggressively cutting all waste, fraud, and abuse and unnecessary programs."
In response, Kentucky Representative Thomas Massie, who was one of the Republicans to vote against the big, beautiful bill, had this to say. "It's about time, but I'll believe it when I see it. People need to keep the pressure on Speaker Johnson and the White House to bring the Doge cuts for a vote." Yes, indeed. Look, there's no way around it. Elon Musk is right. And the Doge initiative, which I was wildly in favor of and remain wildly in favor of, it can only be permanent. It can only achieve anything if there is corresponding legislation. This is a theme I know I keep returning to. Probably viewers are getting sick of hearing it, but it's the truth. Congress has to make permanent the cuts, or they're just not going to be permanent at all. And so this was an entirely foreseeable consequence of not having rescission and legislation to back up what Doge was finding. Cutting waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government remains very popular. If you poll it, some of Trump's biggest applause lines at his State of the Union-esque address was when he was calling out certain things in the budget that Elon Musk had identified for deletion. If Republicans stayed laser focused on that and then actually passed legislation that did that, they would be in really good shape, I think. But for a variety of reasons, they just refuse to do their jobs. And then it's left to people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie to go, what gives? We promised voters we were going to cut government. Elon Musk did the hard part for us, said here's the things you should cut, here are the people you should fire. And then the legislation we're being asked to vote on expands the debt. It makes the debt worse. It adds trillions to it. So it's really a damning indictment of government. If Republicans can't get this done now, they'll never get it done. They have as much political power and political capital as they've had ever in my lifetime, except for maybe right after the Bush re-election or something. But they have as much power as they did then, and they're not using it to pass any legislation. It's bizarre.
Imagine if you are somebody who lost their job as a federal employee because you were waste, fraud, and abuse, right? You fell under that category, even though by all standards you were effective at the role, and you felt that Elon Musk completely overstepped his boundaries. And now you have a potential Doge cut bill going through Congress, or not. But more imminently, you have a bill that's going to expand the deficit that's really being forced to push through by the leader of our country, President Trump, and then being forced to make it happen. And they're having multiple conversations. The Senate, House is disagreeing, but this may go through. It may take longer than they thought, which was Memorial Day at first. Obviously, we're past that. But imagine if you're one of the people that was the brunt of these cuts, knowing that just for tax cuts, we're expanding the budget dramatically, but your job wasn't worth saving. So I think that there is a huge discrepancy in what's happening. I understand Elon Musk's plight, but I also think that there's time to review what actual strategy in government looks like. I think Elon Musk was a little bit in over his head. Amazing businessman, obviously has exceeded heights that many people won't reach. But when it came to government, there is a strategy and a formula because it's not a private company. And he didn't learn how to work amongst people and amongst channels that check one another to make sure that what he was doing actually landed and stuck for a long time and made sense to the same American voters that need to keep these people that follow the agendas that he's interested in office. I also think it's interesting because the besties are quarreling, right? The Billionaire Boys Club is breaking down. You don't really see Trump and Elon Musk having disagreements, but he flat out said, this is silly, basically, on that CBS interview. And so this is kind of what we all saw was inevitable. Two people with extremely strong personalities disagreeing about what's happening. Elon Musk probably feeling like a lot of what he spent the last few months doing was a waste of time because every dollar that he spent didn't equal up to what he promised to cut, but also every single dollar that he saved is also going to be now reintroduced to this deficit. And so we really are back at square one, if not in even worse position if this big, beautiful bill passes. And he said, look, it either could be big or beautiful, but it's not going to be both.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of wisdom in that line in particular. I don't know that it represents a kind of break with Trump on a personal level. I mean, you know, there are allowed to be disagreements. He disagrees with Trump on the tariff policy. He made no secret of that. He called Peter Navarro a nasty name, Peter Navarro being the Trump official who's most responsible for and the biggest advocate of the tariffs. So I don't know that this is a blow to their personal relationship. I think
this is
Elon
his whole
will
legacy
continue
in government.
to be
This is Elon Musk's entire legacy. The Doge committee is a failure now because if it literally saved nothing, based on that, the
well,
fact
he's
that
going to continue to be a important backer, I think, of Republican causes financially, but perhaps now his attention will be more directed to, honestly, things that matter even more, like space travel. I actually,
his rocket just fell to pieces and
they're
deteriorated.
supposed to fall to pieces.
What I saw is a fail. I don't know if that.
It's not a failure. They're making miraculous strides. If we become a multi-planetary species, it will be mostly due to the influence of one man.
Or it will be
Elon
mostly
Musk.
due to the influence of Gayle King taking the time to go to space the other day, which I really appreciated more than Elon Musk's rocket busting into smithereens, I mean.
Okay. Trump says Putin's playing with fire, but Russia says Trump is flirting with World War III. Has Trump and Putin's relationship, has that one soured? Stay tuned, more Rising right after this.